Hello, Collective. This is Tan from Artemis Oracle. I am doing a love reading. So I wanted to share the cards that I got from the pre-shuffle and then just to get a baseline about what may be going on around you. So the first card that we have is Cupid's Arrow. Have faith, love is coming. Surprise invitation, struck by love. Coffin, new beginning, liberation, reborn, transition, tragic endings, and healthy choices. Self-love and self-care, being happier, love, and life. So I feel like there may be some new beginning that you're going to experience. And it could be about something that new that may be coming. You may be struck by Cupid's arrow. You may be meeting somebody new that kind of restores your faith and love. And it may be something that may happen surprisingly, With the coffin being in between Cupid's arrow and healthy choices, it's indicating that maybe some of you have had some challenging times when it comes to matters of the heart, and now you're moving and transitioning into a new beginning where you're starting to have more self-love. You're starting to be more confident in yourself. You're more happy with who you are in your life. You're maybe happy with your life itself, and you may be doing things that you love that is in turn helping you improve your outlook and in life and love itself, right? So I was curious to see what else would come out because, with the coffin card, that's indicating this is death energy. Cupid's arrow is, you could say it's like Two of Cups. It could be like the Lovers. The coffin card is death, which is Scorpio energy. And we just ended Scorpio season yesterday. The healthy choices is like you're transitioning into making healthy decisions. Decisions that are for your benefit, that will be for your overall holistic, mental, physical, emotional, psychological, environmental health. So as I continue shuffling, I see that we have the Mirror card, mirroring each other, self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. Then we have Not Enough, lacking confidence, self-sabotage, ego and fear, frustrations. Excuse me, it might sound weird, like I have a lisp, but I have whitening strips on my teeth. So love call, expressing love, messages of love, thinking of you and informing you. So that indicates communication, and then self-indulgence, self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So some of you may have already been in a relationship or some type of interaction, connection, where you and a person were mirroring each other. They may have reflected some of your fears or insecurities. They made you look at wounds, your past wounds, past triggers, had you look at how you even see yourself. Maybe some of you lacked self-confidence, felt like you weren't good enough to receive love, to be in a healthy relationship, to be respected, to be honored, to receive loyalty and honesty. But I feel like with this relationship, and this connection, it kind of brought some sort of a wake-up call to whoever this resonates with, This possibly allowed someone to become aware, enlightened about some changes that they needed to make in their life, things that needed to end in order for them to start to have a healthier outlook in both how they see themselves and how they see other people, especially when it comes to relationships and romantic connections. So shadow work is being done. Someone is doing the work. Someone's taking time to value themselves, to see their worth. Someone's taking the time to heal. Someone is appreciating who they are and what they can bring to a relationship, how they show up in relationships, what they offer, basically what they bring to the table, sprinkle, even though she doesn't subscribe to us bringing anything to the table. You're a feminine energy, but I feel like when it comes to a relationship dynamic, everybody brings something to the table. It's not only one person doing that. It's both people who want to be together, who want to be in a relationship, who want to connect in an emotional way, So on the bottom, it could have been a karmic relationship, one where you're supposed to learn lessons, where you were supposed to heal any wounds that would get in the way of you having a relationship, or them having a healthy relationship, or whoever having a relationship, a healthy relationship. There may have been some resentment that has risen up, certain triggers that were activated. You know, this relationship also was meant to bring a change of perception about how someone may be entering into relationships, even how they have expectations or particular standards or requirements for whoever they end up with, you know? It may have been one that was difficult to let go of. It may have been one that was kind of like a burner chaser dynamic where someone was probably reciprocating more and receiving less, or someone was putting in more effort and maybe someone wasn't as proactive in returning, and not because it was required, but at least to show interest and effort and or desire for a relationship, you know, to be built together. So that could be something that could be in the past, or it could be something that's coming up in your love relationship. So the most important thing is that, you know, whatever challenges someone may be facing, it's time for them to do the inner work, time to liberate themselves from self-limiting thoughts, beliefs, and being in connections with people who do not resonate or do not meet the standard that a person may be having. You know, someone may expect someone to, you know, show effort, but in any way they can, you know, but not in a point where it seems very limited. Like it seems like it's breadcrumbs, you know, and someone may be deciding to end situations that are no longer healthy to their health, you know, that no longer play a vital role in someone's life improving in any way, you know. It could be someone is learning how to love themselves better and not settle for anything less than what they deserve. Yeah. So that's what we got from those cards. That's like let's see. So that could be something new or something that you're moving away from, something that no longer resonates with you. Okay, let's see, let me get some other cards. I want to go into this deck, actually. Hope it brings me back to you. 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 Okay, so this is the Baruch X Divine Timing Unveiled. So let's see what messages we get out of this particular deck. It could be separate from what I've already read, or it could be something connected. Okay, we got one card. No, career focus. Need career satisfaction and financial security before prioritizing love. Self-work, identify your own toxic behaviors preventing you from healthy relationships. Okay. Might be connected to what I just read about self-indulgence, healing, self-love. Anything else? Maybe I should have kept the other cards out. Okay, anything else? When it comes to time frames, it says when you least expect it and March. No, not the right time. It's going to take a while. There are lessons to be learned. Trust the journey. And yes, fear of loss. The fear of losing you is much greater than the fear of the unknown. And it says anytime now. So there might be two separate energies involved in this situation. So there may be, not everybody's going to resonate with these messages. So some of you may be dealing with someone who's more focused on their career, building their financial stability, or elevating their work life. maybe to get a promotion, raise, but then self-work, identify your own. So this is like, while this person is distracted with their work, with their career and stuff, could be an opportunity for another person in the relationship to focus on taking care of themselves and their needs. Especially if someone's in a dynamic where they're dealing with someone who's more focused on their finances than a relationship, then it's like indicating that maybe this person isn't the right person for whoever needs to do the self work. And maybe it's maybe it's not the right time, because there still needs to be some work done. So while somebody may be focused on their finances, this may be the time for another person to be focused on themselves. And in some way, it could be like even someone is focusing on themselves, identifying their work habits, maybe, working on their toxic traits and how it's even connected to their career, how they may be getting in their own way when it comes to their career. But since this is a love reading, this is about how maybe someone may be a workaholic and maybe focus so much more on putting their efforts towards building their wealth rather than trying to build a bond, build a connection, build a foundation with someone in matters of the heart. So it's saying not the right time with the self-work card, and maybe things aren't aligned where these two people can be together, because someone, the focus is not on the same thing. One person's focused on career and another person needs to focus on themselves and focus on healing. But it seems to me there is a fear of losing you. So it could be the person that needs to do the self-work, maybe having this fear of losing the person that's career focused. But the thing is, if the person's not even paying attention to the person that needs to do the work, what loss is there? I think that in a relationship, there should be two people who are afraid of losing each other, not just one person afraid of losing another. Because that already indicates that there's some sort of imbalance in the relationship. Now I want to find out, let's go into the tarot, one to the tattoo tarot. And we're going to see. Okay. Who is the person focused on career? Okay, it's a Capricorn energy, which is like, it makes sense because Capricorns are about hard work, discipline, focus, with the Ace of Wands. I think someone may have Capricorn and Mars. That's what came on my mind. Okay, Magician, someone's trying to manifest. Yeah, Capricorn. Someone needs to focus more so. Maybe, you know what this is in? Somebody needs to focus more so on themselves before they even think about relationships. Maybe focus on their financial stability before they can get into any relationships. Because someone may be distracting themselves, maybe not doing the work that they need to do, and maybe focused on losing somebody rather than losing themselves. So that might be why. So maybe there's somebody that could be focused on not even healing and anything. They'll just be focusing more so on their work. Okay, who is the person that needs to do self-work? So we have Capricorn energy with Gemini energy too. So Capricorn and Gemini for career focus. So someone is trying to manifest improvements with their career. Tell me about the self-work card. Who is the person that needs to do self-work? Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. Someone that needs to collaborate. But I feel like the collaboration is with the mind, body, and spirit. You know, with the Three of Pentacles. The Holy Trinity, you know. But that's anything else but a self-work card? Tell me about self-work. Who is this person that needs to do self-work? That flew. Wow. The Three of Swords came out in the reverse. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. That's not the Three of Swords. Why did I read it that way? It's the Seven of Wands. So that's indicating someone has to work on bringing out their defenses. Maybe someone has put up their defenses, put up the wall. Some people tend to do that because if they face a lot of dissatisfaction when it comes to love relationships or romantic relationships, they tend to focus on something that they have a little bit more control with. And that could be your career, work, So someone needs to work on bringing down their defenses. But this isn't really telling me who it is. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles. With the Page of Cups in the bottom of the deck. I'm going to take it. So it could be a water sign energy that needs to work on bringing down the defenses, But I want to know what this... They need to focus on themselves. Focus on... But what is this? All right, the Eight of Pentacles just made me think of focus, but we say career focus. Tell me the focus. What is this Eight of Pentacles? Eight of Pentacles. What is this Eight of Pentacles? Temperance. Focus on... Okay, Temperance with the Moon in reverse. So, okay. I see the number 27 with the Eight of Swords. Wasn't I? No, didn't I say Eight of Swords? And the Eight of Swords came out with the Two of Cups. Okay, so it could be somebody who's a Page of Cups energy, someone young, childlike, innocent, right? So someone needs to bring out their defenses. I guess it's like someone having to bring down the defenses and focus on allowing their childlike curiosity to come through. But with the Temperance and the Moon, Temperance, it has to do with moderation. It's about finding peace within yourself. It's about alchemizing, pouring into what you care about and, grounding yourself both emotionally and mentally. But with the Moon in reverse is indicating that something's coming to light. That something's going to be revealed. Someone... Yeah, I feel like someone is coming out of the Eight of Swords mentality, But what is this Eight of Swords? I'm going to take this Two of Cups and put it here. Oh, with the King of Cups and the Fool. Wow. Three of Cups. So past... Three of Cups. When I see there's two Three of Cups cards in here. The black and white one to me is like the past. So in the past, somebody could have dealt with situations where there could have been third parties. Like someone was having options and dealing with multiple people, or there could have been infidelity in a relationship. With the Two of Cups, with the King of Cups and the Fool, it's like a water sign energy wants to unite with somebody. Have a brand new beginning with somebody. Right? But it's like, all right. Whoever needs to do work, they need to work on work with spirit. If you're spiritual, work with somebody, collaborate, bring down your, all right, let's look at it this way. The Three of Pentacles, it's about people working together, teamwork. The Seven of Wands is about someone having their defenses up, protecting themselves, creating boundaries. But maybe somebody needs to work on dropping those boundaries, and maybe by not distracting themselves with work, right? When I asked what the Eight of Pentacles was, we got the Temperance card. No, I asked like who this person is. And the bottom of the deck was the Page of Cups. So it could be a water sign energy. It could just be someone who's younger, someone who is maybe a little bit emotionally immature, but it could just be someone who is very playful, caring, curious, or just someone that wants to come in with a loving message, because pages are messenger, right? When I asked about the Eight of Pentacles, this is where we got the Temperance card, which has to do with moderation. The Moon in reverse, which has to do with things being illuminated, because what's hidden in the moon, it's things are secrets. There could be hidden emotions. It could be the subconscious. It could be deep emotions, the unknown. So somebody needs to kind of moderate their thoughts, kind of get themselves out of their head and start to be illuminated. Don't like see things for what they really are, you know? But at the bottom of the deck, we had the Two of Cups, which indicates a union, a unity, partnership, friendship, a love connection. But then the King of Cups with the Fool. So it could be indicating that with all of this, it's like someone's coming out of their head and having a realization about the type of, that they want to have a new beginning with, it could be a water sign energy, or just someone who is loving and caring, compassionate and emotionally balanced in some way. Or someone may be coming into emotional balance with themselves and ready to embark on a new journey, a fool's journey when it comes to a partnership or relationship, right? We have the Eight of Cups coming out. I don't know if I said Eight of Cups or Eight of Swords, but we have 888 here. So the number 8 may be significant to you. The number 24 may be significant to you when you add up all the eights. And then, or the number 6, which is harmony. It's the Lover's card, right? But the Eight of Cups indicating it's like somebody's walking away from something, you know. But you see here, they're looking at the sun and the moon. So it's like someone may be like walking away from something that's no longer emotionally dissatisfying, right? You know, going towards happiness. Maybe, you know, this reminds me of the Hermit. So somebody may be gaining some understanding about some past disappointments that they've experienced, because, you know, the Eight of Cups is like behind the person. So maybe the person's walking away from past disappointments and walking towards happiness. You know, now they've gained a better understanding. They have clarity. They understand, you know, they are enlightened to what they've experienced and what they want to move towards. Okay. So I clarified the hell. But it seems like whatever this is not the right time. It's a matter of having patience too, because Temperance is about patience. Things have to happen at the time that it's meant to happen. So if there's a lot of healing and self-work that needs to be done, then it needs to be done. When it comes to the fear of loss, what is meant for you will never pass you by. You know? So if something is meant for you, there's nothing to worry about losing. You know? And if you do lose it, it wasn't meant for you. So maybe somebody needs to understand that what is, like, you taking time to heal and work on yourself, even focusing on your career and focusing on yourself. If someone is meant to be in your life, they're going to be in your life, regardless of what you're doing or where your focus is right now, because it's not the right time. You know, when the right time comes, then you and another person may be uniting, you know. But if it's not the right time, then you could be having a new beginning with somebody that you are supposed to be with, you know. It's a matter of being patient and not allowing yourself to allow your subconscious fears to keep your mind trapped from the possibility that you lost something that probably wasn't even for you. And to remain optimistic too, because the Page of Cups is someone who is optimistic, right? Because they're a child. Children are resilient, you know. But it's like you're going to be going towards something that is going to be emotionally fulfilling, and there is going to be equal reciprocity. It's going to be two people uniting their hearts, uniting their lives, uniting their emotions, you know, with the start of the Two of Cups, you know. Oops. I have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. So there could be a water sign energy. They say Fool is Aries, but I also hear Aquarius. I don't know. I think it's Aries, because It's the first sign of the zodiac, you know? We have Gemini, we have Capricorn, we have fire sign energy, we have water sign energy, we have Temperance, we have Pisces or Cancer on the table. We also have the Two of Swords underneath. So there may be a fire sign energy because we see Knight of Wands here. And this is the first person card, like first court card that we see. And so there might be a Knight of Wands that may be, this card actually came out in the reverse. The way it fell like this, and I grabbed it that way. But regardless, whoever this Knight of Wands is, they're blocked in some way. They may be trapped in their own mind. They may be trying to figure out what move they need to take. They may be trying to trust their inner guidance on how to move forward in whatever they're doing. Because the Knight of Wands is someone who takes action. The Knight of Wands, it goes after what it is they want. But in order for you to go towards what you want and for it to be successful, you have to know exactly what it is, you know? You don't want to be going towards something and then you're like, this isn't what I wanted, you know? But it seems like someone is trying to manifest something. But I said the career focus is someone trying to manifest some improvement with their career and finances. It could just easily be a magician, you know? Okay, what is this? Fear of loss. Four of Pentacles. Somebody may be fearing, you know, instability. Fear of that that there won't be any movement, that they'll stay stuck. And that if they do move to the Five of Pentacles, which is after the Four of Pentacles, that they may be left out in the cold, you know? So someone may be like kind of keeping themselves stuck instead of allowing themselves to go through a fool's journey and have a new beginning, you know? But I'm going to put these cards back because they were at the bottom of the deck. And now I'll leave these other cards there because they were clarifying. With Judgment, that's Scorpio energy, Scorpio, Aries energy with the fire and water. Yeah, somebody is like trying to figure out exactly what to do, because if they leave this Four of, when you're in the Four of Pentacles, you feel stable, you feel secure where you are, you feel like you feel good, you know. But if you leave that with, you know, with the Judgment card, you take that risk. It's like you have to, like, are you willing to take the risk of feeling like you're losing something? Because that's what the Five of Pentacles possibly is. So tell me more about the Four of Pentacles with the fear of loss. Queen of Cups. Oh, and the Lovers. I mentioned the Lovers card earlier. Gemini energy. Somebody may be afraid to lose Queen of Cups energy. To go towards a Queen of Cups. Why? Why would the person be afraid? Why would the person be afraid of approaching the Queen of Cups? The King of Pentacles. Why would they be afraid? Maybe the person doesn't feel like they're worthy. Because the King of Pentacles, he has money. He's abundant. He's fruitful. He's generous. He's stable, secure. Maybe this person feels like the fear is that they aren't worthy of her. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles. Why is the King of Pentacles afraid? Why is the King of Pentacles afraid? Why is the King of Pentacles afraid? Yeah. The Hangman came out. I feel like they feel like they're afraid that the Queen of Cups Because if this is somebody that you're already dealing with, that you're connected with, this person feels like you don't look at them the same way. You're looking at them differently. You know, you don't see them the same way. That you're looking at them differently. The Chariot. And that you might leave, that you won't stay, that you've already gone. So if this person has been holding back, and I mentioned Hermit energy, like, you know, with the Eight of Cups card coming out. Yeah, this person is afraid that you don't look at them, that you don't feel the same way about them, that you don't see them the same way. That's what they're afraid of. But the thing is, it's either that you don't see them the same way, but it's like, and that possibly you found wish fulfillment with something else or someone else, that you moved on from them. And that's what's keeping them in their head. They don't really know. They don't really know what to do. So they're stuck in their mind. They're stuck in their thoughts. And the fear is that if they were to come forward, they might find out that they lost you. Maybe they saw you as their wish fulfillment. So they're afraid that they lost a wish fulfillment. But it's like, with the Fool card being underneath that, it's like saying that you had to take the risk. Because in order for you to know, you had to find out. You can't just be trapped in your mind. You had to actually take some action and find out if that's exactly what happened. Like, did you really lose somebody? You know? That's what it seems like. I think with the career focus card, it could just be that person was so focused on their work and that their priorities were not in the right place, because it was a Devil card coming out. And the Devil is someone who's addicted. It's not only hardworking, but it's someone who has they have negative habits, negative beliefs or attachments that kind of trap them in some way. We did see the Two of Swords. We saw the Eight of Swords. So someone may have been trapped in their own mind. And they probably thought that in order for them to be worthy of you, that they had to build up their finances, that they needed to, you know, like just kind of, I don't know, be the King of Pentacles. But then something could have happened where you and this person, you know, kind of separated for whatever reason, because things weren't working out the way that you thought they would, or they thought they would, that it would. And somebody needed to do some self-work, self-reflection, introspection, because when you coming together, it possibly wasn't the right time. But someone does have that fear of loss, that, you know, with the time and space, the lack of contact, the lack of communication, that they may have lost you, you know? So it's like, this person needs to decide if they want to come forward or not. You know, let's see. I want to get some message cards. You're in the sleep. Don't go. Okay, so let's go into the Message of Love Oracle deck to see what the person might have to say, what you may need to know at this time as it pertains to this particular reading. Tell us what love messages does the collective need to know if there are no contact and separation, if there's a breakup. What messages does the collective need to know? What message does the collective need to know? What message? We got Runner. I don't want to run anymore. I don't want to run anymore. I don't want to run anymore. Damage. We are both hurting from this. There may be, like, both of you may be fearing that you've lost something. A card fell. Reciprocity. I want to give equal give and take. That could have been an issue where somebody was giving in more than the other. Anything else? Reunion. We will always come back to each other. So depending on your situation, if there wasn't anything really horrible that happened where you like coming together would be an issue, you know, reunion is possible. And destiny, I'm struggling to find the right path right now. So someone is currently at a crossroads and they're trying to figure out what exactly they need to do in order for there to be a union. If this is something that they want, where they want to repair the damage that has happened, with them not wanting to find anymore and be more proactive in improving and repairing your relationship, you know. But reunion seems to be something that is possible. Let's get some more messages. Using the sweet love tea. Can we get 3 cards for this reading that relates to whoever resonates with it in any way, shape, or form? Any way, shape, or form. Let's see how this resonates with the expression. Being able to share your feelings openly. So that's something that needs to happen. Vulnerability and honesty. Someone wants to communicate, wants to be honest, reciprocate, because I just thought of reciprocity. Find romance, caught up in a whirlwind of emotions and promises, mystery and attraction. That shows an engagement ring. So someone may be considering leveling up the relationship in some way, making some sort of romantic gesture, or wanting to make a promise. Anything else? Okay, that was the last card. Exploring, testing the waters, or still looking for the right one. So this kind of goes with the destiny card. You know, someone trying to find which way to go. Search another path. See, someone's trying to find the right way to come forward. But you know, but when I picked up the card, irreplaceable, the way you love can never be matched. So the way that you are, and look at this. And then we have the mirror card earlier in the beginning of the reading. Reflection. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. Okay, didn't I say that? Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. Yeah. Yeah, someone wants to express how they feel. Someone is wanting to be open and honest and be vulnerable with you. Or this could be something that you've already experienced in this connection. But this person is looking at like what path they should take. And, you know, if this is something that is meant to be, if it's something that is supposed to come together, the person is going to figure it out. Unless they get distracted by other things, you know. And the bottom says radiant love. You create positivity and warmth together, happy, open, and optimistic. I did say something about the Page of Cups being optimistic. So that someone has an optimistic mindset when it comes to this connection. So that could be you or the person that you're dealing with. Okay, so let me see. Let me get some charms for you guys too, so we can narrow down who this could be. These are going to be zodiac charms or any other charm. Okay. We have the crab for Cancerians. Someone may enjoy eating crabs. Someone may play the guitar or maybe tugging at your heartstrings. I love saying that with string instruments, you know. Someone may enjoy country music or rock music, may play a guitar or like guitar music or something. Butterfly, this indicates some sort of transformation, metamorphosis in a connection, or even within your personal life. The star is indicating like a wish fulfillment, a wish come true, or maybe optimism and hope, possibly even a miracle with the star charm. right? And then we have the key. So someone is gaining some secret knowledge, understanding, clarity on their, like, we have open. I saw something open. Open. Where did I see that card? Something that said, oh yeah, open, radiant love. Someone's open. Someone wants to open up. Somebody wants to open their heart. Someone wants to bring down their boundaries, to bring down their guards. Then we also have the horse. So someone may have been born the year of the horse. Someone may like riding horses. Also, we have a fish here. So this has to do with abundance and prosperity. Or it could be Pisces energy. Okay, so I only have one sign showing up. Well, if you want to think of any other sign, Scorpio showed up with the butterfly. So we have, I would say, like Pisces and Cancer showed up. Okay, let's see what letters we get. It could be your name, their name, first, middle, or last initial. It could be username, or tag name or handle on social media. So take it as it resonates. Oh, I got a lot of letters. We have M for Mary. We have U for Ursula. M for Mary. U for Ursula. N for Nancy. I should show this to you. M-U-N. See? M-U-N. We have E for Evelyn. We have E showing up twice. So E for Evelyn. So someone may have two E's in their name, first, middle, and last name. Username. We have D for Daryl. D for Daryl, Daniel. R for Rain. Rain. R for Rain. We have W for William. W for William. T for Tanya. My name. I'm going to say my name. T for Tanya. We have Q for Quinn. Quinn. K for two Ks. So we could have Kimberly. So someone could have two Ks in their name. So double K came out. So I hope this video resonates with you some way, somehow. If it does, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan. I'm wishing you a wonderful day, evening ahead, and I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.